Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 5th anniversary season of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Elyachar, chief content producer and writer of jakestake.com, a pop culture entertainment news website. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us the thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. If you're listening to on any of our audio platforms, please give us a 5-star rating, download this episode, and more episodes as well. I am so delighted to welcome one of my OG guests,
right?
For the first time in 12 years, back to the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar platform. He's the official DJ of SportingKC. He's a 3-time Best of KC winner for Kansas City Magazine. 4-time Best of KC Club and Party DJ from the Pitch Kansas City. He has opened for 98 Degrees and Jack Harlow. And he's part of the Tacos and Tequila Festival, which on June 1st will visit Kansas City with T-Pain, Ashanti, and Chamillionaire being part of the bill. Please welcome back one of my dear friends, DJ Ashton Martin, to the podcast.
Thank you for that amazing intro. My God, give me a little blush right out of the gate here. It's all good. Thank you for having me. And it has been 12 years. It's been a while. When we last had coffee a few months back, I was like, dang, we have known each other for quite some time. So yeah, it's been a privilege and to watch you grow as well. So thank you for having me on your podcast.
You're so welcome, Ashton. I'm just so in awe. What have you done over the past 12 years? I'm so grateful for our friendship, and I'm so grateful we were able to have a podcast chat.
Right. So let's do it. Let's kick it. What's up?
All righty. So as I said before in my intro, Ashton, this is your first time back in 12 years that you appeared on any of my platforms. So how have you grown as an entrepreneur and performer since we last spoke?
I'll try to chop this up for you because, there's a lot to cover in 12 years, whole shutdown and the whole 9. So I would say the biggest change would be focusing on other people's growing as well, other people growing as well. And that all came about when I started booking DJs, and that in turn, now just for the record, I didn't wake up one day and said, man, I want to book DJs. That's just how it kind of came about. I always welcome more responsibility, more challenges. And again, I'm going to skip ahead and skip a lot of the in-betweens, but what it's came to today is I have a team. I'm proud of that team. And we service corporate clients, private clients, luxury clients, the typical bar and nightclub, anything across the board. I've built out a whole entire production avenue or a production team. So staging, lighting, anything. We're fully self-contained. We also have built out the agency side of things. So if you like an artist for your private event or something like that, I have those connects as well. So it took a long time, but it's parlayed into a lot of different things to where I never just wanted it to be just about me DJing. That's what opened the door for a lot of these conversations. So to take that and grow that has been really, really, really fun. And yeah, of course it's been challenging, but as you get older, I just turned 40 and I have a 3-year-old. So once you start thinking in those terms, I can't be out. I mean, I would if I have to, but the whole doing 50 shows a month thing, I always knew that you could only run that for so long. You only run so hot for so long. And I ran hot for a long time, 15, 16 years. I'm rolling into 19 years now of this, of entertainment and DJing. So I'm happy to what it's become. I don't like this term, but it's easiest way for layman's terms is one-stop shop. That came to be over just being a part of a lot of events and really loving the curation side. I love to produce the events. I love to curate. It isn't always, like I said, about me. I'm not having meetings most days about me coming in and DJing the event. Now, if it warrants that, yes, of course. If I'm requested, sure, if I can make it happen. But it's more, okay, what's your theme? What are you going for? Is it your centennial? What's going on? How can I pull in with all the tools in my tool belt to make that something memorable for your guests? So is that we start off with a dance number from a dance crew over here. Then we have, a girl on stilts over here and a champagne dress over here for cocktail hour. And, I love my musicians, the DJ musician collab. That's actually a whole entire other concept. The collective, you might've heard that thrown around. That's DJ centric musician collaboration, more production involved. Somebody that wants a band, they're in between a band and a DJ, you get both. That's awesome. So like just anything that I can do that isn't packaged. I like to curate for the client and build and get them excited. And we get excited about the show and what we can bring. And then we get better and better each year. So kind of a mouthful, but long story short, I've built out several avenues off of what I built myself as a DJ. So I'm pretty excited about it, and it's fun. It's opened a lot of doors.
And I'm so proud of you, because the thing is, you're not just performing in Kansas City anymore. I've seen you in Vegas. I've seen you in New York. It's amazing to see you expand, my friend.
Well, those are all relationship driven, never burn a bridge is very, very good, good words of advice or words of wisdom. Those are all just, the world seems extremely big, and it is. But at the same time, when you drive hard and you work hard and you make relationships and you do enough handshakes, it becomes very small in whatever avenue you probably, no matter what you're doing. So that's what I found is, if the opportunities do exist in other markets, because maybe somebody I met in Kansas City 10 years ago now runs this over here and that, like, it's just, that's what it is. And you always try to give your best effort, because people remember that, and they remember if you try to execute as high as possible and you're cool about it and you're not rude and you have the, I guess you get humbled and you just continue to build those relationships. I mean, I can't drive that point home enough. And you can have all the power, you can have all the promo material you want, but the relationships, the grassroots is still, in my opinion, some of the strongest marketing you can do. So that's how when you see me playing out of town, that's how you see Phoenix happen. A guy I knew in college moved out there and opened a few bars and then got really successful, and then we never forgot who each other were. Well, held a residency out there. We happened to go to the Super Bowl, and guess where I'd already been playing for a year. So, you know what I mean? Phoenix. So that was really cool to be a part of. Things like that's just align sometimes. So a lot of corporate, a lot of luxury stuff out of town as well. Clubs are cool. It's an interesting, interesting landscape for the nightclub DJ, if you will. So it's just different, it just is. Especially for an OG, like you mentioned, like myself. It's not bad. It's just different. So I'm really leaning into those avenues and those relationships to see how I can be utilized and with my strengths in those areas as far as private, luxury, and corporate. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're also, in addition to all of that, you're the official DJ for one of Kansas City's biggest sports teams, Sporting Kansas City. Sure. So what does it mean to entertain a fan base of SportingKC?
I love it. Myself and Donna, we share that role. We kind of bounce back and forth. If you come to a sporting match and you enter on the plaza side, on the west side, I typically do out there. And then I alternate with Donna inside the bowl. It's pretty cool. Sporting has a sound. It's more of that alt rock, bridge sound kind of. Then we amp it up towards kick. And I really, that fan base is cool. When I started, I didn't grow up with soccer from where I'm from. Like, it just was a small town. Like, we had soccer balls. We didn't know the rules. We had 2 orange cones. We kicked them, or between them. Right. So I had to really, it's been fun to learn the game, and I by no means know it all or even close, but it's been fun. And to be a part of that and a part of that energy and be able to add to it and you utilize a DJ to add energy where it needs to be is pretty cool. I don't know if anybody's been in a while, but they added quite a bit of production, more LED screens. There's actually we're in the northeast corner on a stage, northeast corner of the pitch or the field. And then there's actually an LED screen behind us. It's in the Budweiser Brewhouse portion. And the pre-show or the pre-match, and then the halftime, like, they do all the programming with the lights, all the production. It looks really, really cool. They've added pyro. They've added quite a bit. So the game match activation is pretty sweet. Like, a lot of theatrics now, and watching that crowd activate off that's pretty cool. So if you haven't been to one, it's that I take my daughter. It's probably the reason I play the early one, because I can take my daughter and go inside, hang out with Donna, and kind of make it a little family thing. So it's totally cool. I love there's no other fan base like it. It's intense, especially right by the Cauldron. Cauldron is there's self-contained group of individuals at the end. They always see them with the flags and they're going crazy doing the chants with the drums. It's pretty solid. You should check it out. Definitely when we play St. Louis, there's some rivalry there and the energy is definitely pretty intense. So yeah.
Speaking of an intense energy, so I saw some of your social media stories because you had the opportunity to entertain the crowd at Arrowhead when Lionel Messi and Inter Miami took on SportingKC City to a packed stadium, 72,000 fans.
No, that was pretty wild because, again, like I got to play right when gates opened. So I played, I think kick was 7:30. So I started playing at like 5:30. And so just chill, 5:30, 6:30, 6:45, about 7 started amping it up. And we were up on the drum platform. And it was pretty cool, especially like, I mean, you've been in there for almost everybody's been in there for a Chiefs game. The energy was pretty ridiculous. Like it really, really was. Like, I mean, it was full. And to be able to play up on I mean, first off, my view, there's some on my Instagram that the view from where I was like overlooking right on the top. Like it was probably one of the better views. It was pretty sweet. I mean, I could play tracks. People were chiming along, chanting along. It was cool. And I picked up the energy around 7:10 and ran it to 7:25. And then you kind of pass the baton over for the pre-match stuff. But it was solid. The A10 flyover was awesome. It was cool. I mean, it came together very nicely. And yeah, I was very, very fortunate and honored to be a part of that for sure.
And not to mention, you get to say, hey, I have played for a sports icon.
Right. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I know a couple people hit me up. Like, did you get to meet him? I'm like, dude, I was in the top of the bowl at the back, clear at the back. No, we did not. No, we did not get to meet. I didn't go hang out with him. No.
All righty. So I want to go back to one of my talking points earlier about, because you're not just entertaining Kansas Cityans, but you also with Denver, Phoenix, Los Angeles. I mean, not Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and New York City. So when you said it was time to say, hey, I want to expand myself to do bigger things,
it wasn't something like you can just get up and be, I mean, you can get up and be like, okay, I want to, these are my goals. These are my things. What I wanted to do is, yes, I wanted to expand. I didn't really think about it as expanding my brand as much as it was building the relationships, and the relationships took me to those places. It just so happens that, you know, one of my luxury wedding planners that I'm very close to, in shout out Kate, in St. Louis, happens to have, you know, she had a wedding at, you know, the Wynn in Vegas. Well, that was cool. So, you know, another partner of mine, Jukebox Media, which houses Lost Wax, we ran tandem on that event. So that's what put us there. So again, back to the relationship thing. The relationships will put you in a lot of places, because I feel like everybody builds and wants to grow, right? So you maybe not that I would like, you're not outgrowing where you're from. I'm not moving from Kansas City, but there is other things that are offered in other markets that aren't necessarily offered here. So you grow out of certain things and you end up in other markets based on relationships. Does that make sense? Like, my heart is in Kansas City, but obviously it's fun to travel all over and, you know, rock other crowds and have a good time. Like Dallas is one of them. Tower Club's awesome. I have, you know, being, like I said, being 40, a lot of people are like, okay, you travel around, you do the clubs. It's like the clubs aren't so much my main focus as they were a while ago. Like I really, like I said, I'll go in, can play a club. I love having that in my tool belt and being capable of doing that. I love playing clubs. They're fun. But when you get into more strategic stuff and you're working with a group of people and it's more challenging and it's cool. It's just a nice balance for me. Like rage over here in a club. And then also this took 1 year to plan, you know, and then you go execute this elaborate luxury, whatever it be, corporate client or corporate wedding or whatever wedding or corporate event. That there's some coolness. There's some fulfillment, not coolness, fulfillment to that too. You know, like it's more challenging. So I'm somebody that has to be challenged nonstop and uncomfortable consistently all the time. Or I'll use the word bored. I just get like, okay, I got to keep moving and moving and moving and moving and moving. So, and that was a lot of change too. I'll kind of switch a little bit, but like that was part of moving post COVID, getting pregnant, having Monroe. That was kind of where my mentality went too, because I wanted to be able to see my daughter grow. So what a lot of that curation stuff and building those events and doing bigger things like that keeps me busy. And also I don't necessarily have to focus on being out every single night playing and being out till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Sunday, like I did for pretty much since I can remember. So it's been a mental switch for me. You know what I mean? Cause you go through these, I feel lazy, like, oh, I feel lazy. Cause I'm used to like just burning, man, just go, 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 go. And like, that's not really what it's burning in different ways. It's just not burning the same way. So I'm not used to being able to think or breathe. I'm used to just pedal to the floor, 120, hair on fire, just boom, 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 boom. And now it's, working smarter, not harder, but it's still working harder. If that does it make sense? It's kind of
does. And I
was
talking to one of my friends today during one of my fitness classes, and I called you one of the hardest working men in Kansas City.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my gigs, like, I mean, you can tell, like, and most a few people have noticed. It's you'll see like still 15 to 18 shows, but you'll notice over the course of the last, I've always had my private and corporate event, and people say it's funny that you post those on your show because they're private, but I only put those on there so people, I know other DJs that do too, because then people see that you do those. I get hit up all the time. Hey, do you do weddings? And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, I do weddings. So, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, let me know if I can't do it, we can make sure that you get taken care of by my team. But I don't want there to be a thought. I want to be somebody's first thought, household name. Ashton will take care of it. Just get a hold of him. And I've done that 5 times today, and I enjoyed being that. But yeah, it's different. Like it's like 14, 15 shows. But if you look at the shows, it's not as many public and it's more private and corporate. So it's more of that switch kind of thing. It's like, I never am like, I'm never stepping. I didn't wake up one day and be like, I'm done with nightlife and public shows. Like, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just think with the landscape and everything going on right now with inflation and bar and the trending, if you look at the trends in the nightlife, it's a different game. And it's, and to be straight up, I'm not 20 years old anymore. It's somebody else's game now. You know what I mean? So like, have fun with it. So I've built things to where I can utilize what I've built and the resources I've built to where I can kind of lean into what I feel like I know is best for me and my team. So kind of a long-winded bounce around answer, but there it is. Giving you just this is some kind of been on my mind too. So, they'll look at me like, oh, where are you at this weekend? You get those texts and you're fortunate for those texts. I'm like, man, for instance, this week I'm at Shave to Save for American Cancer Society on Friday, which has been a client of mine for probably about 10 years. Most of my clients are north of 5, some are over 10, which really speaks highly of the relationships built, right? And again, you can curate each year and make it better. And then Saturday, I'm at Cristo Rey Gala. It's Dancing with the Stars KC edition. They're raising money for Cristo Rey and the after party. And then that's 2 private events on Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday, I have another little 2-hour little stint, but no public shows this weekend. That normally what I would do is I would have the corporate event be done at 11 and then I'd run over and close out a place till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then, but honestly, like mental state would not be good for me to be a dad and be present at home if I'm burning like that. I was able to be selfish like that with my time and just burn myself into the ground when I could just, maybe sleep in. But my daughter's wide open at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning and I get home at 4. She doesn't care. I've only slept 2 hours. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? She's like, Daddy, let's play. I'm like, all right. And there's no excuse. So I feel that everything I've done to restructure and restructure, change perspective. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with the decisions, and it's definitely always was in my mind to build for the long term. And you just won't see as much of random stuff in the middle. You'll just see more, keep pushing for the keep pushing for the more challenging stuff is a good way to put it. So
Absolutely. So you built numerous corporate and charitable affiliation partnerships and ambassadorships over the years. How important is brand alignment?
I think, brand alignment there's a lot of, that's a good, I like your words. Okay. I can kind of piggyback off what I was saying. So a lot of nightlife, the brand alignment maybe goes away from when you first started with a nightlife client, like a public place, right? When the brand alignment goes away, then you have to make that decision to split without burning a bridge and be cool about it. That's occurred several times in my career, especially in the last year. It's not a bad thing. That's just, we just doesn't align, and you go away. When it comes to corporate and charitable and all that, like I pretty much align with any charity that's going to be legit. I mean, let me put it this way. I would be willing to align, or I do align with any charity, because who doesn't want to party with a purpose? Like, you're going to approach me like, okay, so there was a charity event I did that started in a kitchen with 10 people, and I set up on the island. And now that same one, it went away before COVID. It hasn't came back yet, so I'll hold off on the name, but it ended up being a 2,500 person event at the convention center in Overland Park. So it grew in 10 years from 20 people in a kitchen with a plan and a dream to raising over $1 million. See what I'm saying? So like, I never say no to any charity. You'll see me align with, mission driven with Scott Poor and helping find dogs homes to, Braden's Hope, Kids TLC, Girls on the Run. I'm always willing to, Big Brothers Big Sisters, any kind of charitable affiliate I enjoy working with and building that relationship and being their go-to for entertainment or whatever they need. So it's definitely more fulfilling. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. So we got to start winding down our conversation, but I can't let you leave without talking about Tacos and Tequila Festival. Sure. So as you know, everyone, if you're in the Kansas City area, June 1st, 2024 will be, the lineup has included T-Pain, Ashanti, Millionaire, and of course, Ashton. So how do you get involved with Tacos and Tequila?
Well, this goes back to kind of like just keeping your head down and grinding, and somebody notices, I guess. My good buddy Josh James actually is over at Social House Entertainment, and that's who puts on Tacos and Tequila. So he reached out to me. It's kind of a funny story. He reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I don't know what the day was. This is the fourth year for Kansas City, or fourth time it hits here." He goes, "Hey, I want to know if you want to be a part of this festival, Tacos and Tequila." And I said, "Absolutely. Like, what are we doing? It's out at it's out at Legends Field, home of the Monarchs." And I said, "Absolutely." Like, in my mind, I was thinking, a little stage, Tacos and Tequila. I was saying maybe parking lot, because I know they've been wanting to do some stuff out there, because I had some meetings with the Monarchs owners. But I was like, okay, cool, no problem. And I kind of went on about my business. And then when we talked again, I solidified it, locked it in. Sure. And then he sent over the flyer, and the flyer had like, I think it was, Ludacris headlined the first year, and then Petey Pablo, like just a ton of 2000. I go, whoa. And in my name right there at the bottom with all of them. And I was like, whoa. I was like, called him. I was like, are you serious? And he goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "You just need to open." Well, what it kind of turned into was that day I opened. Obviously the festival was extremely successful. I ended up playing in between each act, and I played Petey Pablo's set. That's how him and I became friends. I played his set that day. And I think I played Jay Holiday's or Pretty Rick. I played Bobby Valentino's set that day too, which was super cool. Now you got to keep in mind, these are people, I'm, like I said, 40. So these are dudes that I was like playing. I wasn't playing. I was dancing to and going to the club when I was 18, 19 years old at KU in 02 to 07. I did a victory lap, whatever. But I was listening to these like Petey Pop, like I was listening and watching their music videos on MTV. And then here I am standing on stage with them and then playing some of their sets. So I'm like, this is kind of wild. So it was real surreal, but I acted like I'd been there before. I was professional about it. I ran everything cool, like sweet. And then it kind of hit me a couple of days later. I was like, holy shit, like, whoa, that was crazy. And then I believe they did it a second year, and then, or no, they announced Fort Worth, and then they had Kansas City again, and then Fort Worth, I think, again in the same year or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it was a lot quick. So then I went to Fort Worth, and, you know, I was fortunate enough to be able to go with them, and they asked me to go on the road. So now it's in 7 different markets now, and it's crazy. So like coming up on, so May 18 is Fort Worth, June 1 is Kansas City, then there's Milwaukee, Winnipeg, Sioux Falls, Chicago, and San Antonio.
Wow.
Then they do not just a phase or a country festival on the back end. So not just a phase is like, you know, your red jumpsuit apparatus. I wasn't super into this, but I love it. Like I'll stay and watch. And I went last year. It's super fun. Plain white tees. A lot of that. So like, you know, and not just a phase. They went with that whole thing. I think they switched up the name now, but it's still phase. It used to be Phase Fest. Now it's just a phase, I think. But it's pretty funny. So like they do that and they utilize the same stage the next day for another festival. So it's really, really cool. They're doing a lot of good stuff over there. And there's no sign of anybody slowing down. So I'm excited for 2025 for sure.
And I'm so excited for you, my friend.
Yeah, that's got to be like, I mean, that's one of them. I mean, I've done a lot of cool stuff. Like I came up in Kansas City DJing to where I came up at a cool time. Like how many Super Bowls have I seen, been a small part of with DJing, some of that associated with the Chiefs, and then the Royals. I still have a partnership with them. The 14-15 team, records are right there. There they are. Those are signed with 15. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that stuff that means a lot to me in my career. So for me to come up and be able to play, you know, MLS All-Star Game, MLB All-Star Game, 2 World Series, one they won, Super Bowls, this, that, and the other, like crazy. That's not even doing the corporate stuff. Like this isn't braggadocious. This is like you stop and you're like, whoa, I've got to be a small part of all of these things. And then to get asked to do something like that and it blows up and you're like, whoa. So like, you know what I mean? You're always wanting more, but this is definitely one of those. I'm always fortunate for an opportunity and a gig, but man, this one like was like, whoa, this is pretty, I mean, this is crazy. Like to be on it's like, I'm not worthy to be on the same lineup as all these people, you know what I mean? But it's been really, really, really cool. And everybody on those tours or on those festivals are so nice. Yeah, it's wild. It's pretty wild. It's fun. And very fortunate for that opportunity. And I hold on to that baby with both hands, right?
Absolutely.
What do you need? All right. So.
All righty. So last question. Are you ready?
Sure.
Where can my audience find you on the web? And also where can they find you on social? And if there are tickets available, where can they find tickets for tacos and tequila?
Sure. So just Instagram is just at DJ Ashton Martin, ASHTON MARTIN. Website, DJAshtonMartin.com. Instagram links you to all that. So that'd be the hub. All the tacos and tequila is on my link tree in my bio on Instagram. So all you have to do is go there, and every show, everything is on there where you just click, takes you right to the link, takes care of you. So you're all good to go.
All righty, guys. If you miss an episode of the Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar podcast, visit our channels on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Podchaser, Spotify, and Spreaker. Jake's Take with Jacob Elyachar, JACOBELYACHAR. And are you on social media? I'm on social media too. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and YouTube. Jacob Elyachar, JACOBELYACHAR. And guys, want to see all my old interviews with Ashton? Head to jakes-take.com. Once again, jakes-take.com. Ashton, thank you so much for taking time to reschedule to talk with me. You are awesome. I'm so grateful for our friendship.
I am too. Take care, buddy. I'll see you soon.
All righty. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, have a great one, everybody. Goodbye.